In the future, global warming triggered rapid melting of glacier, which led to rising sea levels. Those who were able to survive adapted to the new reality. Walls around the city hold back water, but even that only delays the inevitable. Nicholas, in the past the veteran, became a private detective. He uses a special substance, a container that was originally developed for interrogation, and since now the future does not inspire hope, people wanted to see the past. Here turns on the device, creating a hologram of thought. Hanker when he could. Walk with your dog. I will still play carry the ball. For these moments Hank is ready to give all his. Money. Nick can't take money from him for what Hank. Very thankful. Here he hints that if the nickname continues to speak at the expense of the institution, they will have to cover up. The nickname does not see this as a problem, but the past will always be a demand. In this there is one minus: if evil is used by the old, it will consume you. At the end of work, Nick is going to go home, but May enters his institution. She says she lost her keys on the way and wants to know where they are. Here she will ask to call the master, but here is the nickname ready to help her. You need to understand that the memory does not store what she did not notice. May still stands on its own. When May plunges into the program, she should clearly follow the voice of nickname. He begins her rise. Before leaving the house, May took the keys. In the next memory, the keys were still with her and already in the dressing room. While she was looking for her happy earrings, the key fell under the table. In fact, they found out what May wanted, but Nick wants to see what happens next. Me down the hall, May starts crying but is going with thoughts and goes out to people who were waiting for her singing. Nick was amazed and listened to her whole song. After which she turned off the equipment when May was already gone. Here says that their client forgot the earrings and gives it away. Technique shift is so delayed that the street is already morning with sunrise. People hide in the shadows as the sun furiously spar. And even though people have switched to a nocturnal lifestyle, it is still difficult to fall asleep when the sun has set. Life returns to the city. It is obvious that in such conditions people are divided into castes, and lower levels increasingly begin to rebel. Businessman Walter wanted to get land cheaper, and to save the price he burned the house. Prosecutor Avery did not like it. Because of his act, people died. Walter nothing. Will speak to prove. It is he who has to go through a memory session, but this will not happen. Not even a prosecutor can do anything. The law is not written such as Walter. Nick hears like Walter. Asks. The son of Sebastian did not find a girl on what the guy. Answers no. During the first wars, tycoons like Walter bought up land for pittance, profiting from the poor. Pass. Them in the clutches of the tide. Immigrants survive as much as they can, but the day will come and the ocean will take absolutely everything. But for now, flooded shore replaces their house. Nick arrives at the bar where May performs. She immediately notices him when guests gone. Nick returns earrings and praises her voice. May says that he has been performing here for 4 years, and Nick was the first to notice her voice from Nick's head does not come out one moment. Why she cried. May calls nerves. Before every performance, people do not want to see a girl who barely makes ends meet dressed from a flea market. They need something flawless, want to be deceived. However, nickname does not see here. Fawcett nickname brought May home with a subsequent show when suddenly he wakes up at his work. Your mother again, you are here. Turns out he scrolled through his memories for months. He needs to forget about the past and live in the present. Nick does not understand why she disappeared because they planned a future together. People just don't disappear. Suddenly she has problems. That's the answer that they have. Also problems developing new technologies. And now they have less orders. A Damble will break through soon. And they will go to the bottom without a lifeline from the head of Nick. Still cannot disappear. The idea that people just do not disappear. He checks her place of work and getting the same answers of her friend. Also do not know anything, waiting for her to fall asleep. Nick himself personally plunges into the system. In this memory they were resting on dry land. Nick noticed a bruise on Mary's arm. She says it is work costs by accident. Hit the table, and then Nick confesses that she loves her. Tomorrow he was waiting for an amazing find of earring. May next with his office to earn extra money. Money couple comes to the prosecutor. She has Mr. Fox. They say he worked for the biggest drug dealer of St. Joe. If there is useful information in Fox's head, you can write out an arrest warrant. Basic approach to pulling out thoughts to nothing led his brain to the verge of death and wants to see the best moments. Nick changes approach to create memories from the bar. Nick was amazed to see May. This memory was saved 5 years ago. Nick asks to show the moment when he saw this girl for the last time. Then May was already spinning with Joe and hooked on substance. Moreover, she cleaned Joe and cuts down Fox. Nick has an idea where she can be found, and because of why go to New Orleans? Wielding Joe, he immediately realized that there was a military in front of him, and so how Joe was a refugee. He hates soldiers, which were held by the walls of the Nick, are grabbed and submerged in water. If he does not want to die, he needs to be told why he. Here came Nick admits that looking for a woman John not seen Maisty since she ran away. So Nick would have been killed if Vose did not come to the rescue. A fight begins from which the couple emerges victorious. Last one. The day May came to quotas, she admitted that she had an addiction and didn't say anything to Nick. Herewith does not condemn her, as she also had an addiction. Nick does not understand how she could get drunk when May was here, because she took the access keys and went to the vault password from the safe, not numbers but melody most likely. May studied it for so long to find out the right melody. After checking the data, they don't find the Elsa. Nick card arrives to the place where Elsa lived, but she was already dead. Girl tells what some the guy attacked Elsa and her son was held by a red girl. Now Nika finally doesn't understand who was May. During the search, he is attacked. Paratage cop Cyrus with orders to forget May. He was on footage of Joe this evening. Walter died. People hoped what's his empire will fall, but she inherited his wife and son. Nick knows Amara. She came to the session when they first opened. Thanks to her memories, they understand that Walter used Elise, and before he died, he wanted to clean up the ends because of his obsession with Nico to find May. He quarrels with wasps. Families of the rich build additional dams around themselves that dispose of water to poorer areas. To get there, Nick passes roadblocks. Tamara welcomes Nick as her husband. This is because burnt-out people adjust their reality to themselves. Nick returns her and finds out that Walter ordered to kill Elsa, and Cyrus is where they should be. All the scum she orders eliminate Nick, but security notices the tattoo. They were also soldiers because of what they let Nick go. Thanks to the hint, Nick finds Cyrus and random girl Cyrus does not deny that he and May robbed Nick. They did it for survival. In the new world, there is no concept of good or evil, and once the nickname is not can kill him for the sake of memory. Cyrus gets up and runs away. Nick fast. He catches up and a fight starts in a flooded house. When Cyrus decided that he won, he relaxes, giving Nick the ability to inject the substance in the past. Cyrus found May after she ran away from Joe and that he did not hand her over. He needs her help. May started collecting all known information about the nickname. All that the nickname saw was thoughtful plan. When Cyrus had the card, he went to crack down on Isa. Be grateful for it. But May saved the guy and took away on a boat. After a while, May came to her, but he did not open the door, and then May threw up an earring. A2. Cyrus did not find a boyfriend. May had to eliminate no. Cyrus should get what he deserves. Nick returns him on the day when Joe took revenge on him and increases the power to the maximum for this day to be his last. Later time, Nick snuck into Walter's house in flashbacks. Walter loved Elsa and tried to find her, but Sebastian didn't want to share inheritance and hired Cyrus in Cyrus' phone was number Sebastian, so he can't sneak out. Sebastian offers to negotiate. When they give him an inheritance, he will pay him, but Nick is not interested. It will be much better if all the money goes to his brother Freddie. The police found him and will recreate this crime soon. Then Nick comes to Watts to convey all the memories to her. News of the crime broke out. City anger on land tycoons. Saved up too long well. What happens next nickname is no longer. Finds out he dives into the car to stay forever. Along with May on this movie comes to an end well. We will be happy with your like very soon. We will be back by.